You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
You are watching the leaders in full immersion gaming, and this is the pregame show only on the NBL Network.
What is going on, everyone? A huge night here on the NBL Network, and we appreciate each and every one of you tuning in here at twitch.tv/NBL Network. Boy, do we have a good battle for you tonight. It is the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll be hosted in just a little bit by our friends over at the EA Madden NFL Twitch channel, but right now, we have our NBL Live pregame show. That's brought to you each and every week by our graphic sponsor, web3ks.com. You see a ton of the graphics that web3ks.com does across all of our NBL Network shows, not just on NBL Live, but on all of our original programming. If you or anyone you know needs graphics done for an affordable price, hit up web3ks.com. Let them know NBL sent you. You'll get a 15% discount. Web3ks.com, the leaders in affordable graphic design. Thanks for hanging out with us, folks. I'm OSU. We got a three-man booth tonight. That's how you know it is huge here on the NBL Network. I got the commish himself, Bomber. I got our very own NBL creative director, Sonny Weaver. First, Bomber, the matchup today, Jaguars and Steelers. Jaguars coming off a really embarrassing loss on NBL Live. A little opportunity for redemption against a team they actually beat last year.
Yeah, you're looking at the 11-2 Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the 10-3 Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Jaguars are at home, and they're looking to kind of regain some footing in this season. I know you're thinking they're 10-3, so this is a team that's really playing well. No, but their schedule's been kind of soft this year, and people are starting to call them out. People around the league are starting to say maybe these Jaguars aren't as real as we thought they were, but they did beat the Steelers last year in NBL Season 29. Let's see if the Jaguars can pull off that magic again.
And Sonny Weaver on the side of the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a team sitting there at 11-2. One of the favorites for sure in the AFC, but they have been dinged up by injuries. It seems like, though, they're getting healthy at the right time. Ben Roethlisberger missed some time early. Now he is back. They're waiting to get a couple other key pieces, but I guess if you're going to have some injuries, you want them earlier than later, and the Steelers team's getting healthy at the right time.
Yeah, they're slowly getting there. Obviously, we're not going to see Le'Veon Bell tonight. We're missing Javier Howard. There's going to be some things we're not seeing tonight, but as long as you've got Ben Roethlisberger back there slinging the ball, you know you've got a chance to put up some serious points. I expect them to do that tonight.
All right, let's take a look at some players to watch for today's game between the Jaguars and the Steelers. And first, on the side of the Pittsburgh Steelers, it is Martavis Bryant. Again, no Le'Veon Bell, out with an injury, so Bryant's going to have to carry a lot of this load, Bomber. 34 catches, 698 yards, 6 touchdowns on the year, averaging 20.5 per catch. It seems like Bryant, Bomber, has been around for so long, and he continues to get better year after year. He's become a reliable target when they need a big catch. And without Le'Veon Bell, I mean, how important is it for Bryant to have a big game?
You know, it's very important. The 29-year-old veteran, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the 4-time NBL Super Bowl champion, he's got to come up big today. We saw him have a big game against the Cleveland Browns in a blowout Week 12. He went 6 catches for 164, but this is a down season for Martavis Bryant. We've seen Chauncey Arnold, Javier Howard come out of nowhere. Well, maybe Chauncey Arnold out of nowhere. We always projected the incline of Javier Howard, but Chauncey Arnold has kind of stepped into that number 2 role. But Martavis Bryant will still be outside, and we expect him to make some big plays. And I think he's the X factor. He's the key for this team down the road here in NBL Season 30 as it kind of winds down the regular season. I think he's what's going to allow this team to go in the playoffs, and it's time for him to start playing his playoff football right now.
For the Jacksonville Jaguars, Sonny, Allen Robinson, AR-15, continues to be the #1 target for Daniel Shirley. 46 catches, almost 800 yards on the year, and 7 touchdowns, averaging 17.3 per catch. Now, Sonny, you were a part of this NBL Live game in which the Jacksonville Jaguars, frankly, got embarrassed off the field. So my question for you is, watching that game, being a part of that game, what do the Jaguars have to do tonight against a Pittsburgh Steelers team who's 11-2 and a powerhouse? What do they have to do differently tonight versus what they did against the Tennessee Titans that got them run off the field? Big shout out to our friends over at EA Madden NFL for the host. Welcome everyone to our NBL Live pregame show, taking you up to the Jaguars and Steelers. So to finish the question, what does Allen Robinson, what does this Jaguars team have to do to really compete in today's game?
Well, as great of a player as Allen Robinson is, it all comes down to Daniel Shirley and his ability to hang on to the ball. That's something they did not do very well in that Tennessee game. So this week, they're going to have to hold on to that ball. And in order to do that, they're going to have to give the ball to Leonard Fournette. Obviously, Robinson's going to get his shots over the top, but it's going to come down to handing the ball to Leonard Fournette and Daniel Shirley keeping a hold of that ball.
All right, we are about ready to send this out to the game. We've got to get our predictions from our commentators here. Again, folks, post your predictions in the chat. Week 15 battle, 11-2 Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the 9-3 Jacksonville Jaguars. Bomber, how do you see this one going?
Well, it's actually the 10-3 Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm not going to let you skim them on this win because they're about to take they're about to take a big L tonight. I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers early and often. I say the Steelers win 31-10 over the Jaguars on the road. Big win for them as they push towards the playoff. Guys, this is our 5th season in Madden 18, NBL season 30. You're watching the Pittsburgh Steelers, the 4-time NBL Super Bowl champions, and I'm going with them tonight, baby. 31-10, Pittsburgh over Jacksonville.
Sonny, any chance you're taking the Jacksonville Jaguars in an upset tonight?
What do you think? I'm not taking the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're my nemesis. I will say, though, I think they keep it closer than what people expect. I think Leonard Fournette breaks one in this game. I think Big Ben throws an interception. He shouldn't. So let's go ahead and go with Steelers 24, Jaguars 17.
All right, we are ready to send this out to the game. Big shout out to Don0001 for following here on our NBL Network Twitch. Welcome everybody who came over from the EA Madden NFL Twitch watching our CFM action week 15. Let's get it out to the game. Coming up next, it's a battle of two teams fighting for playoff position in the AFC. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's coming up right now here on NBL Live.
My name is Rex Dixon.
Craig Stein.
Clint from EA Sports.
You're watching NBL.
You're watching the NBL Network. And you're watching the MBLN Network.
Empty backfield for Atkins. He's been dropping back to pass here on 4th down. He's looking deep over the middle. He has a man. It's Brandon Cooks who catches and makes a man miss.
Oh, that's
Woodard is
touchdown.
dropping back. He's got open over the middle.
Wow. That big playmaker ability as he finds him again.
Into the end zone. Another touchdown.
That's right, folks. We have CFM action for you tonight. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. What a battle we have tonight, and what a battle we have for all of our friends. A big shout out to our friends over at the EA Madden NFL Twitch hosting us right now. We are the Madden Bomber League. Bomber, a huge night here for the NBL Network. We're going to be on the EA Madden NFL Twitch for the next couple of weeks, showing off as we get towards the end of the season. We're going to have that NBL Super Bowl coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a Super Bowl coming up. April 14th is going to be the NBL Season 30 Super Bowl. So I'm very, very excited for us to have this platform to showcase what we can do here on NBL Live on our play-by-play broadcast. This is the 197th broadcast. Yeah, it seems like it's been forever. And also, this is our 5th season on Madden 18. So those wondering how we're in Season 30 and Big Ben's playing, well, that's how we're doing it right now. We accumulate all of our seasons throughout all the Madden cycles. We've been around since Madden 25. You can check us out on MaddenBomberLeague.com, 365.MaddenBomberLeague.com to apply to the league.
We are literally just waiting on these guys to load back up because shout out to Xbox, absolutely froze on them. So they're loading back up. We'll send that out to the game quickly. Again, I'm OSU, the NBL Network Director. I hang out with the Commish Bomber and, of course, our NBL Creative Director, Sonny Weaver. Sonny, let's talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars. This team struggled in their last game on NBL Live. They are sitting there with a really good record right now. But what do you think was their big downfall in that NBL Live game just a couple days ago, and how can they fix it tonight against a very formidable task of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Well, a couple things went wrong there for him early on. They turned over the ball. Leonard Fournette struggling to get going in that game. They were very pass heavy. Daniel Shirley not always careful with the ball at times. That came out to get him in that game. The Titans turned the ball over multiple times, but the Jaguars just were not able to convert those turnovers. Tonight, if they want to win, they got to convert turnovers into touchdowns, and they got to hang on to that ball.
And one of our players to watch today is Martavis Bryant, and we talked about him in the pregame show, Bomber. Without Chauncey Arnold, and without Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell out with an injury, Arnold out with an injury. So Martavis Bryant's really going to be the key today for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do you really see any sort of downturn without these two players, or are we looking at still an incredibly explosive Pittsburgh Steelers offense?
Yeah, they're explosive because they do have the depth to withstand injuries. I mean, Le'Veon Bell's out, and he was big this year, 112 carries, 713 yards, and 8 touchdowns, and he's gone down multiple times. We saw him go down on NBL Live versus the Detroit Lions. I think Martavis Bryant comes in here and kind of has a throwback game. The 29-year-old wide receiver who's used to putting in 1,200 yards, 10-plus touchdowns each season. I think he kind of goes back to the old school Martavis Bryant we saw when he was 27, 26 years old, and he just had that little spring in his step. I think he has a little bit of a throwback game tonight.
And as you can see, there we go. Just like that. Little hiccup at the beginning, but we are back and we are rolling. The Steelers sitting there at 11-2. Jacksonville Jaguars sitting there at 10-3. As Ferrari Fredro now following here on Twitch. Appreciate the follow, Fredro or Ferrari, whichever one you prefer. Doesn't matter to me. A huge game tonight. Sonny, here's my question for you. With a loss today, if the Jaguars don't pull out a win today, they drop to 10-4. What are their chances of not only keeping hold in that AFC South that your Tennessee Titans are still battling for, as well as battling still for a playoff spot? That AFC is very competitive.
Well, I think they got to win. They got to win the division to get in. There's some really good wild card competition there, so I don't know if they'll make it in that way. If they lose tonight, it's all going to come down to next week, but they can do themselves a really big favor right now just trying to win this one tonight.
Yeah, a huge game on hand. The battle for the AFC South, a real neck and neck right now. As you can see, the AFC playoff picture right there. Steelers on top of the AFC North, pretty much in command. That one looks to be sewn up for the Pittsburgh Steelers once again, as it's apparently it's going to be a wet one. As the man 1 2 3 2 1 2 3 2 1. I love it. Love the numbers. Love math. Big shout out to him following here on the Twitch here, twitch.tv/MBL Network. We appreciate each and every one of you hanging out with us tonight. A little CFM action here on the EA Madden NFL Twitch. And we will be with you the next couple of weeks, folks. That's right, every Saturday until we'll be here till the 22nd, which is a Sunday. Next couple of Saturdays, we'll be broadcasting right after the EA Madden NFL stream goes. And we're heading towards the playoffs, and it's a big time here on the MBL Network.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're going to get an opportunity to see these Pittsburgh Steelers. I always talk that if you follow the NBL broadcast, NBL Live, you notice we talk about first half Steelers and second half Steelers. You're going to get a first half Steeler team right now. It's wet. They're probably going to rely on the run game and the underneath. Second half, you're going to see them air it out, and that's when they're really going to take advantage of this Jacksonville Jaguars defense.
A whole mess going on right now with the overlay. But anywho, Steelers starting off big.
Yeah, a little pass underneath right there as Big Ben gets rid of it. 2nd and 3 here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers right now 11-2, as you said, in command of the AFC. The Jaguars 10-3 with a loss the Tennessee Titans just had. It gives them kind of a game room here. If they can come away with this big victory, this might be what they need to propel them to take that division, a division that they had in their hands till Week 17 last year and lost.
Hey, there we go. We fixed it. Arnold with the catch on the left side, up past the 45-yard line to the 46. Ben Roethlisberger, 2 of 2, 21 to start this game, Bomber. This is nothing new from Ben Roethlisberger. He is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the game, in the NBL. If you're looking for a guy that's going to throw 70 to 80% completion percentage, you're looking at Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger, as I said, he's going to go underneath. He's going to bring the defense in, bring them in. Ramsey's coming in. Come on, get inside the box. Come on, let's go underneath. And then in that second half, they start taking shots over the top, and that's when they really open up the game. But Ben Roethlisberger, he's methodical. 87 throw power right now. He's an older Big Ben. This might be his last season, but he can still sling the ball down the field.
DeAndre Washington with the carry over the right side, gives him 6 yards. Let's take a look at this Pittsburgh Steelers team because this is a team that has so many players to watch. Ben Roethlisberger, you're looking at Martavis Bryant, Charlton George on the defensive side, and of course Ryan Shazier and Jawara Forney. Those two guys are turnover machines, folks. Jawara Forney, one of the best rookies we've ever seen developed here in the NBL, is the deep throw over the middle. It's complete to Norton, down to the 22-yard line. First down once again for the Steelers. Talk about Bomber. We don't see the Steelers on defense yet, but Shazier and Forney, that is one of the best 1-2 combos on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, Forney might be the best coverage safety in the NBL, and Shazier pretty much, he can do it all. He can cover, he can stop the run, he can pass rush, however you want it on defense. Ryan Shazier can be that captain and leader, and he has, and that's why they're only giving up 16 points per game.
Roethlisberger throws it over the middle. Dangerous throw to Martavis Bryant. Good coverage by A.J. Boye on the outside. Able to pull that one away. Bring up a 2nd and 10. No Le'Veon Bell today, Bomber. How much is that going to affect the Pittsburgh Steelers' plans on offense?
In a rainy game, you think it leans towards the Jacksonville Jaguars. Leonard Fournette running the ball, a little ground and pound. But I don't know. I still think the Steelers come out and sling it like they have on this first drive. Big Ben's 39 years old right now, guys. 87 throw power for those asking. He's 39, 87 throw power. But, man, he still has those flashback games where he looks young and slings it all over the field.
Hey, it's me, Gabriel, now following here on our Twitch. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate all of our followers out there here on the MBL Network. Twitch.tv/MBL Networks, where you can find us a couple times a week, folks. We'll be here on the EA Madden NFL Twitch for the next couple of Saturdays, but we got games throughout the week heading into the playoffs. Yes, that's right, folks. We got playoff battles coming up here on the MBL Network. You don't want to miss any of the action. Of course, folks, anybody who does hit that subscribe button, we certainly appreciate all the support out there. If you do hit that subscribe button, you are eligible to win in all of our giveaways. We've been doing a bunch of giveaways during the playoffs, giving away custom controllers, gift packs, stuff like that. So you got to be a subscriber to win, but we appreciate each and every one of you who just follows and just tunes into the NBL Network. 3rd and 6, big moment here. Deep throw over the middle, and it is an incomplete pass. The rain may be affecting Roethlisberger's accuracy there as he had a man over the middle. It's incomplete, and Bomber, if you're Jacksonville, you got to feel like you got to win here with this stop, considering how the drive started.
Yeah, a 3rd and 6 for the Pittsburgh Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger is usually a pickup. As the field goes and good, it's going to be 3-0. Pittsburgh scores on the opening drive. But, man, I think Pittsburgh was looking to come away with 7 right there. It doesn't happen. A little bit of an overthrow gets away from early from Big Ben. Let's see if the Jaguars can capitalize.
Yeah, the Jaguars taking that kick inside the 10-yard line, up past the 25. Nice juke move there by Brock. He'll get up to the 28-yard line. Got some people asking, what is the MPL? Hound putting it great in the chat. Full immersion 32 owner sim league here, CFM. We do have, I think we got somewhere around here. As I'm looking through, there it is. It's right there. Here are some rules here just to keep you guys up on what we're playing under. No repeat play call, and that's the biggest difference you'll see. Plays must have different names, so each play only called once here. Can't kill the clock until under the 2-minute warning in the 4th quarter. Defense must be balanced at no more than 70% one type, and if you move a defensive player pre-snap, you must stay on. And those are the rules here in the NBL. It's a little different. A lot of people taking a look at the NBL rules, and you know, CFM is such a play how you want to play, and this is the way that we do it, and we hope you guys enjoy the product. 2-yard loss on the play. Sonny Weaver, Fournette getting a carry early. You've got to think Jacksonville's trying to establish that run early in this game.
Well, they're obviously going to try to establish that run. I'm not sure I like Fournette as much of a shotgun set. I would have liked to see him with the fullback in front of him, a little I formation there, try to power it down him.
And now 2nd and 12 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Shotgun formation for Daniel Shirley. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Leonard Fournette to his left. Allen Robinson split out wide to the left side as Shirley dropping back to pass on 2nd and 12, and he looks over to that seat route on the left side. It is complete to Allen Robinson, and it is a first down for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Getting Shirley into rhythm early has got to be important, Sonny, because we saw Shirley get out of rhythm in that last game on NBL Live, and it turned into bad news bears.
Well, and if he's going to get out of rhythm, or get into rhythm, I should say, then it's going to be to Allen Robinson, obviously his #1 receiver. He's kind of his safety blanket in this offense. Also, Eric Ebron, look for him to get a lot involvement here tonight.
Throw underneath. It is complete. Shakes off one tackler. Trying to get past another, but he'll be taken down to the 48-yard line. 5 yards on the play. Let's take a look at that Jaguars players to watch. Daniel Shirley, of course, the young quarterback. Leonard Fournette and Allen Robinson on the offensive side of the ball. Sonny, Miles Jack and Jalen Ramsey, along with A.J. Boye on the defensive side of the ball. This Jags defense isn't talked about a whole lot, but they're one of the better ones here in the NBL.
Well, they've got youth and they've got skill there. Miles Jack, a speedy linebacker. Jalen Ramsey, along with A.J. Boye, 2 of the best cornerbacks in NBL.
2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers for Daniel Shirley under center as he brings Allen Robinson in motion over to the right side, putting both wide receivers over on the right side. Leonard Fournette in the backfield on 2nd and 4. It's going to be Fournette running over that right side, fighting through a tackle up to the 47-yard line. Give him a couple on the play. Going to bring it down to 3rd and inches.
Well, they're slowly getting him here. You know, Fournette trucked a guy there. He didn't quite break it. But if you give him enough chances one-on-one with a defender, he's going to run over a couple. He's going to break a big play. You just got to stay with it.
Yeah, now we got a big 3rd and inches. Jacksonville. Sonny, one of the things about playing the Pittsburgh Steelers is you don't want to get no points on a drive because this Steelers team can break it open if you start getting zeros on the board.
Well, yeah, you got to return, especially after that big stop there on defense.
Yeah, absolutely. 3rd and inches, shotgun formation. All 3 wide receivers over to the left side. Leonard Fournette on the right. And it's going to be Shirley dropping back to pass. Looks over the middle of the field. Had a couple guys open. Is able to complete it down to the 36-yard line. Shirley starting 3 of 3 for 34 yards. Sonny, it seems like they've simplified the offense for Daniel Shirley early in this game. Lots of easy reads, the C route, the crossing route, just to get him into a rhythm and make sure that this guy gets going here in the rain.
Well, a simplified offense is kind of key here for Shirley. He's had some struggle making the correct reads. A little surprise here. He's picking on the middle of this defense. So that's where you've got Sims as well as Shazier, 2 really good, fast linebackers.
And now 1st and 10 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. 2 tight ends now, putting a tight end in motion over to the left side. That is Eric Ebron. It's a handoff to Leonard Fournette over the left side. Not a whole lot there, maybe a yard on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9. Leonard Fournette, he has been an enigma for this Jacksonville Jaguars team. As we take a look at Fournette's stats on the season, now over 1,000 yards. He only has 3 yards, but he didn't have far to go. 194 carries, now over 1,000 yards, averaging 5.1 and 6 touchdowns. This is a guy who they want to get involved in the offense. It's just a matter of him staying healthy. He has been healthy today, but there is the first mistake of the game, folks. A pick to Artie Burns, flag down on the play, but that one is gonna stand. And Sonny, we saw the first of what could be a couple turnovers from Daniel Shirley to this Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
And that's unfortunate, and we talked about what you have to do. You've got to basically control the ball here. That's the first thing they just did to mess that up. They're going to have to kind of bounce back from this quickly if they want to stay in it.
Well, Pittsburgh Steelers back out on offense as Gift 3D now following here on Twitch. Appreciate the follow. I formation for Ben Roethlisberger. Washington at the top of that I, and Washington's going to take the carry over the right side. Look at him. I don't want to say patiently running, Bomber. That was more just running into your own blocker until you found a hole. But he got 8 yards on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 2.
Yeah, you can't knock it right now as he gains 8 on that play, but Daniel Shirley, NBL season 27, 1st overall pick, still making the same mental errors we've seen him make now in his 3rd season in the NBL. He's got to do better than that, throwing into coverage in plays in positioning where you're in field goal position. You have to be able to come away with 3 versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. You said it earlier, getting off the field with no points is no bueno when you play against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, they've got to make sure they stay on the clock, but now 2nd and 2 for the Steelers. Quick dump off underneath to DeAndre Washington. Ball's on the ground, though. Opportunity, and Washington's able to roll over and pick it up. And that has been the story of the Jacksonville Jaguars the last couple of weeks. We've hit the end of the 1st quarter, Bomber. Seems like they have opportunities to take turnovers, opportunities to get extra possessions, and yet they just don't make the play that's needed.
Yeah, this is a defense that's only given up 18 points per game, and when you know you're going to play the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are probably going to put up 28 to 31 on you, you have to create turnovers some way, and that was an opportunity lost right there for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Big hit stick, knocks the ball out against the Le'Veon Bell backup, and they just can't pick the ball up and turn this game around. I think they're in big trouble right now if Pittsburgh goes down and scores a touchdown.
Yeah, Roethlisberger dropping back here on 1st and 10, looking over to the left side. A lot of defenders over there to bat that one away. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Looking over for the long crossing route. Nice job by the Jacksonville defenders in man coverage. Safety comes down to help. There are just too many jerseys over there to complete that pass.
Yeah, that's another opportunity right there for Jacksonville. They had 3 defenders over there on that crossing route, but underneath, Big Ben had a man wide open. He decided to pass him up to try to drive the ball down the field. Doesn't work out for them right there.
2nd and 10, handoff to DeAndre Washington over the right side, and good early penetration by the Jacksonville Jaguars, able to bring down Washington for a 1-yard loss, and an opportunity as Brooks with the tackle there to get off the field on 3rd down. 3rd and 11 is coming in now following here on Twitch. What would you be looking for from the Pittsburgh Steelers?
You're going to look for some kind of action over the middle of the field. Just watch out. I'd watch the slot on the right side, watch Norton, and watch Brian on that post. See if that little fork action can get open for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Empty backfield for Roethlisberger, who drops back to pass. Only a 4-man rush. Roethlisberger looking deep down the middle of the field. Oh, and it's picked off by the Jaguars. They come right back with a pick, and he's going to be taken down at the 43-yard line. Wilcox with a little bounce, a little bit off of the tip there. Wilcox able able to bring down the interception and a rare turnover from Ben Roethlisberger.
That's what you need. Jacksonville defense bailing out the Jacksonville offense. Now can this offense capitalize on the opportunity here? They're about 5 yards from field goal range pending this win.
But now 1st and 10 for the Jaguars. Huge opportunity. Great field position. Handoff to Fournette. Boy, Sonny, you saw the ghost truck there trying to run over Casper the Friendly Ghost. If he doesn't do that, he's still running. A lot of room over there as FX now following here on Twitch. But Fournette got a little antsy. I think on Iceland got a little antsy with that right stick.
Yeah, always got to appreciate the ghost truck.
Who doesn't love a little ghost truck here in Madden? As pistol formation for Dan Shirley, 3 wide receivers out there as Shirley drops back to pass on 2nd and 8, and down goes Shirley. Little stunt up the middle, and Sims comes free and is able to get in the backfield and take down Daniel Shirley for a big loss on the play. And just like that, Sonny, the Jacksonville Jaguars now well out of field goal range.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem here, and Jacksonville's now in this kind of dangerous 3rd and 18 territory. And actually, I think if I'm Jacksonville, I'm thinking of draw something safe here, maybe a screen. I'm not throwing it deep downfield because that's going to flip this field position yet again.
Now 4 wide receivers out there for Dan Shirley in the shotgun. They're just going to hand it off on 3rd and 18 to Brenton Fisher. He's going to get nothing on the play. So, Sonny, the Jags defense comes up with a huge turnover, gives them great field position at the 43-yard line, and they move backwards 6 yards and get no points. Silent Viper now following here on Twitch. That's got to be a huge disappointment for your Jags fan.
Well, it is, but, I'm okay here. You now get a chance to pin them in deep and really flip the field here, maybe set up.
Okay, it's never good when you're punting from the 49-yard line and can't get inside the 22. As Miami
yeah, disregard whatever I just said.
Yeah, that was a great plan if they
that.
actually executed a punt play. As now Pittsburgh coming back out on offense. Back and forth action, Bomber. I'm a little surprised that this is not the game that I think we expected to see.
Yeah, you've actually had your chances if you're Jacksonville. You've had the ball in great field position 2 times. You've come away with 0. You're giving this offense too many opportunities. Now they're going to start burning you.
And there's Martavis Bryant with a big catch on the left side up to the 46-yard line. As let's look at Ben Roethlisberger's stats. He's completing 79% of his passes this season for almost 3,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, been sacked 26 times on the year, but 79% completion percentage on the season. I think the worst part, Bomber, about being in the NBL is it's not that surprising.
No, it's not. If you look at his QBR since the game, Madden 18 came out, he's got a 136, 144, 143, 128, and now a 143.3 as a 39-year-old spry young Ben Roethlisberger, 6'5", 240. He's still getting it done at the same rate, if not better right now. He's been more efficient towards the end of this stretch of the season than we've ever seen him.
Yeah, now 2nd and 12 as the man asking to see the rules again. We'll pop that back up in just a moment as that is complete over to the left side of 1st down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think we got those rules around here somewhere. Yeah,
that's a stable play right there, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They like to run the wide receiver screen to the right. If it's man coverage, they hit the corner out on the left side, out of the slot. Actually, pretty decent coverage from Jacksonville, but just a better throw by Ben Roethlisberger as they continue to move the chains. Now approaching that Jacksonville red zone, and that's when it gets really dangerous here for this Jacksonville defense.
1st and 10 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ball on the 34-yard line. Little counterplay for Washington over the left side. The blocking is good. Washington looks like he got caught up a little bit, but he's got the 1st down, and that was one of the worst dives I've ever seen, but he still came up with a tackle. That, I don't know if it was brilliant. I don't know if it was lucky. I do know it was lucky. It was 100% lucky.
Yeah, this is a young Jacksonville defense, as you can see right there. They are saying around the league, media personalities in the NBL, you can follow us at Bomber League on Twitter. They're saying this might be the worst 10-3 team in NBL history.
Deep throw over the middle, and it is Inslee, and it is a touchdown for the Pittsburgh Steelers. First touchdown in this game, and that really is what the Pittsburgh Steelers do inside the red zone. Bomber, we've seen it so many times. They love running those tight ends up the seam because they're expecting you to come out, play some sort of cover 2 defense, and they beat you over the top with their tall, athletic tight ends.
Yeah, you always have to watch the separation between the linebackers and the safeties. That's where Big Ben likes to exploit your defense. And if you're in cover 2, he's going to split the safeties and put it right over top of the linebackers. Great ball pass, precision pass, from Ben Roethlisberger right there. But I'm not surprised. He's been doing this entire cycle since the game first was open. Since he cracked it open, Big Ben said, hey, I'm ready to throw, and I'm ready to throw precise. And he's been doing it. What has it been? How many months now have we seen this Ben Roethlisberger come to life here on NBL Live?
Silent Viper in the chat saying, shout out to you guys for the announcers. Nice touch to a stream. First time here. Silent Viper, certainly appreciate you tuning in. Certainly appreciate everybody tuning in. Whether it's your first time or your, what are we at? 197. Broadcast number 197 here on the MBL Network. Whether it's your first or your 197th time, we certainly appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Quick pass underneath, broken up in that secondary. Sonny, how important is it for the Jaguars to get points on this drive?
Well, they need something right now, and I think a field goal will do the trick, but they got to get some sort of rhythm, something to come off the field and say, yeah, we are in this game, guys.
Second attempt, play action pass for Daniel Shirley as he looks over. Oh, boy, that was so bad it couldn't have been intercepted. That's how bad of a throw that was. He had the post route open over the middle, but Shirley, maybe a little too much adrenaline rolling on that throw as it is thoroughly incomplete.
And there's pressure around Shirley there, and he's just got to deal with the pressure, step in and make that throw. That's a big-time miss for him.
Yeah, as the offensive line doing a really nice job holding up Pittsburgh right now. Throw over the middle of the field, and it's another drop there over the middle. And Sonny, as the Jaguars are going to have to punt it away once again, another 3-and-out for this Jags offense, you are seeing sort of the fatal flaw for their offensive game plan. It's a lot of post routes. It's a lot of drag routes. And if you can contain those, you really seem to confuse the offense, and they can't get anything going.
And what they haven't gotten going is Leonard Fournette. They've got to find a way to get him running kind of free. They keep going with these shotgun runs with Fournette. We need to see more I formations, I think, to really get him going.
Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers come back out onto the field after that touchdown on the last drive, up 10-0, 2:29 to go, all 3 timeouts. Bomber, a real opportunity here for Pittsburgh to pretty much put this game out of reach before we hit halftime.
Yeah, you want to know how explosive this Pittsburgh Steelers offense is? The Jacksonville Jaguars defense is only giving up 18 points per game. There's a really good chance that the Pittsburgh Steelers on this drive score, and they end up having 17 going into half, which puts them on pace to get how many points that Jacksonville allows. Is a nice run there by DeAndre Washington. I actually thought coming into this game, DeAndre Washington, a former Oakland Raider, would be the best player for the Jacksonville Jaguars. If they could just get him the ball a couple times, he's only averaging 2.7 yards per carry on 50-plus attempts. I thought he was their best chance, and we saw a fumble from him earlier that they could not pick up, but I thought that was the one weakness in this Pittsburgh Steelers offense.
Yeah, no Le'Veon Bell out with an injury. Washington having to pick up the slack on the rushing game. Now 2nd and 6. They're going to give to Washington once again up the middle. Little halfback wham there, and great blocking as Washington takes a big hit at the 45-yard line, and he stays down. Who is third on the depth chart? Who's third up? Because DeAndre Washington got absolutely obliterated right at the Jags logo.
Well, we saw Rashard Blackburn, Michigan State University. He's 5'10", 217, 93 speed, 90 excel. That'll be their third string backup. Last time he got a carry was last week, week 14 against the Bengals. He was 3 carries for 7 yards, and he's kind of beginning a carry or 2 here and there. He's also about 2.7 yards per carry.
Oh, big throw over the middle, almost picked off. Wilcox looking for yet another one. It falls to the ground incompleted, but he hit the 2-minute warning. 10-0 your score, Bomber. I'll ask the same question essentially that I asked Sonny, just a different way. How important is it for Jacksonville to get a stop on this drive and not give up any more points?
Oh, it's very important. If you're the Jacksonville Jaguars right now, if you can just hold this team to a punt and give your offense maybe a minute, maybe 50 seconds with 3 timeouts, there's an opportunity here for you at least to go to halftime 10-3 and have put points on the board. That's exactly what this Jacksonville Jaguars team needs to do right now. If they give up any more points right now, they're going to be in such a big hole. I don't think this offense can withstand it.
2nd and 10, Roethlisberger dropping back to pass on 2nd down. And they finally get some pressure on Roethlisberger and able to bring him down at the 49-yard line. Great job on the interior of that defensive line. Only a 3-man rush, Bomber, but they get to Big Ben, and Jacksonville takes the timeout because they know that they need to get the ball back.
And when Pittsburgh picks up this 3rd and 15, the Jacksonville Jaguars might be really wishing they hadn't burned that timeout and gave Ben a minute 44 plus 3 timeouts. Don't know if that was the smartest decision. I'd like to save those timeouts for my offense, as in the NBL, you cannot milk clock until under 2 minutes in the final 2 minutes of the game in the 4th quarter.
3rd and 15, Roethlisberger dropping back to pass, looking, lots of time, looks deep over the middle. It's complete to Norton, but a big hit by Wilcox coming up huge for the Jacksonville defense and forcing a punt. Bomber, they did not convert that 3rd and 15 because of a big hit in the secondary from the hard-hitting Jacksonville defense.
Yeah, big play by Jacksonville right there. Notice the space between the linebackers and the safety. That's where Big Ben tries to really make his bread and butter go. He throws a post over the middle. Safety comes down, lays a big hit stick in the cover 3, And now the Jaguars offense has an opportunity with about a minute and a half left in this game, in this quarter.
I think Unisolated is getting a little happy with the right stick there. He just juke moved for no reason as Bradley Brock returns up to the 15-yard line. Sonny, tall task at hand. Jaguars offense hasn't gotten going at all, and they need to go 85 yards for a touchdown, or at least 55 to get some points. I don't know if they have the offense to do it.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of things we got to figure out right now. The first thing I'd probably do is try to get a running play going here. I know the time's not on your side, but you still got to attempt something.
And you got 2 timeouts left for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You also got to be careful as a man comes in motion. Looks like they're setting up the PAFK quick. It's a play action, and he looks to the wheel route. It is complete. It's a first down up to the 31-yard line. One of the favorite gadget plays from Madden 17. It's made its way to Madden 18. Still, we see it used every once in a while here in the NBL.
Well, they at least got some yardage there, and they got out of bounds, and that's going to be key. Keep those timeouts in your back pocket.
First and 10 for Shirley. Looks underneath. It is complete to Eric Ebron, who's got some room on the left side after the ghost truck once again unisolated. Stop using that right stick. It's not working. Although that play, Ebron got up to the 45-yard line, got out of bounds, and they are working down the field, Sonny.
It's almost like the ghost truck slowed him down just enough to make the defense get fooled, and that's what led to the big run after catch. So keep ghost trucking.
Yeah, I don't know if it worked, but it's sometimes when you're so unpredictable, it ends up confusing the other side. And now first and 10, Mango in motion from the left to the right. It's going to be a toss to Leonard Fournette, trying to get some room on the outside, and Ryan Shazier comes up and makes a tackle. 5 carries for 6 yards so far for Leonard Fournette. The running game has been non-existent. It's now a 2nd and 9. For the Jacksonville Jaguars, we're nearing the 1-minute mark, and it is Daniel Shirley under center with 2 wide receivers over to the left side. He drops back to pass on 2nd and 9. He looks underneath. It is complete once again. And he's going to be taken down to the 36-yard line. Did not get the first down. Jacksonville takes their 2nd time out of the half.
Yeah, and that was a dangerous tackle there by Pittsburgh. I thought it was a little high. Could have been face mask. They say no go there. But now Jacksonville's facing a big 3rd and 2 here. You're on the 36. Worst case, come away with points. To go into half only down 7 against this Pittsburgh team is a victory in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. 36-yard line. So you're looking at a 53-yard field goal from here. 3rd and 2 pistol formation. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers for Daniel Shirley. Leonard Fournette in the backfield as Shirley changing up the play, surveying this Pittsburgh defense. Trying to get that hard count to work, but no movement by the Steelers defense. Shirley quick out to the left side, and that is a rare, really bad route from Allen Robinson, not knowing where you are on the field, and he just runs all the way out of bounds. And Jacksonville does not have the kicker to do it, so they're going to get no points on the drive.
That's just a heartbreaker right there. You know, Allen Robinson's got to know where he's at. He's got to drag those toes. Instead, he ends up out of bounds, and now you're giving the ball back here to Pittsburgh with plenty of time left on the clock here to score.
Bold move there, taking the punt and just taking the hit. But Pittsburgh holds on to the ball, 11-yard line, 3 timeouts. Bomber, ho-hum. This looks like a real opportunity for Pittsburgh to get points because they can get down the field in a hurry.
Yeah, you might see 48 seconds on the clock in the 2nd quarter, but those 3 timeouts is going to make you feel like there's 2:48 left in this game. The Pittsburgh offense is so efficient in these kind of situations. Their 2-minute offense is so good. I don't even doubt that this team can get all the way down the field and score and probably still leave 15 to 20 seconds left on this clock.
Well, Roethlisberger misses the wide receiver on the left side. Bomber, this started out very good for Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers, but as the game has gone along, we're seeing a little erratic throws from Ben Roethlisberger, something we're not too used to seeing from the usually pinpoint accurate quarterback.
Yeah, you know, the 39-year-old Ben Roethlisberger, 87 throw power. It just looks like his balls are hanging in the air just a little too long, and it also seems like he's just a little off today. Maybe the wind and the conditions of the weather are kind of getting to him here in Jacksonville as you see him bent over, crouched over, getting the play from the offensive coordinator right now. But I kind of wonder about this Big Ben rearing his ugly head towards playoff time. It's a little late in the season to see these inaccurate throws.
Yeah, Roethlisberger in the shotgun. It looks like they're setting up a little tight end screen to the right side. It is complete to Inslee, and he is taken down to the 12-yard line. 38 seconds and counting. And Pittsburgh has been stifled on these first 2 plays. Looks like both teams are fairly content going into halftime with the score as it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Jacksonville right now, you just don't want to give up any more points. And if you're Pittsburgh, you probably want to be aggressive. I know Ben's hearing these play calls coming down, and he's probably thinking, no, let's drive the ball down the field. But they gave him an opportunity on first down to kind of drive it down the field, and he missed a wide open corner route. They're probably going to play it safe here with a run.
Yeah, Blackburn runs it. Jacksonville's going to take a timeout, at least get a chance to return this punt. And a bummer, the Jags defense has really kept this team in the game while their offense has continued to struggle.
Yeah, they have. I mean, I'm very impressed. I mean, usually you give Pittsburgh, how many offensive opportunities do they have? We'll ask the guys in the chat. 5 or 6, it feels like, so far in the first half. Usually that's going to equate to about 20 points. We haven't seen it right now, so the Jacksonville Jaguars defense is keeping this offense in the game. But can this offense put points on the board? We've seen them within field goal range twice and nearly on field goal range another time. It's just kind of tough right now if you're a Jaguar fan, because you know you need these points to beat this team, because they're just liable to go off at any moment and drop 21 in a quarter.
Calculated Gaming in the chat saying Jags should try to get 3 if possible. They're going to try to pull a playbook, Sonny, play out of the playbook that has killed them on a couple of occasions. They're coming out in the Wildcat.
Well, of course, you know, you got hit with it a couple times. Why not go for it?
We'll see if the Jaguars can get anything going as Fournette keeps it on the power run. He's got some room on the left side. Up past the 40 to the 45. He'll go out of bounds with 4 seconds to go. What is Fournette's speed at? Because he looks really slow today.
He looks like he's running in quicksand out there, and that's unfortunate. If you know, he had a good downfield block there, didn't hold quite long enough, but a little faster back, you almost feel like he could have gotten in field goal range there. Instead, you're looking at a Hail Mary here.
90 speed, 90 excel. He looks like
I don't believe that.
I don't. It just doesn't. It doesn't look right. I don't know what it is. First and 10 looks like they're just going to take a heave to the end zone. No, they're not. Dan Schroeder's going to get sacked, because that's sort of how life goes for the Jacksonville Jaguars as TJ Watts gets in the backfield. That's going to take us to halftime. Your score right now, 10-0. Bomber, are you surprised at how the first half has gone, or is this, with a rainy day, does this sort of low-scoring, ground-and-pound game not surprise you?
You know, I'm kind of questioning what Pittsburgh's doing in the first half. I know they're trying to get the run game going. That's always the MO of the first half Steelers in the NBL. Second half Steelers going to be a lot more electric, throwing the ball down the field. But a couple of Ben Roethlisberger passes, I mean, they could have been intercepted. He already has 1 pick so far, and a couple, especially in man coverage, we're noticing that 87 throw power, making the ball hang in the air just a little bit longer than he'd like it to be. And you're seeing the quarterbacks of Jacksonville being able to use their athleticism. So I'm kind of surprised at a 10-0. I wouldn't have predicted a 10-0 score, even though I have Pittsburgh winning this game 31-10.
Well, shotgun formation for Daniel Shirley as they come out at halftime with 3 wide receivers, bringing a man in motion. Looks like they're setting up a little handoff to Fournette over the right side, and Fournette has fumbled the ball. He picks it back up as he rolls over on top of it. Sonny, Fournette, part of it has been the blocking. I think part of it, though, you're looking at this, Fournette hasn't been able to get going. It does seem like Jacksonville has basically run the ball on first down every drive.
Yeah, and it really is getting predictable. I'd try to take a play-action shot downfield on first down, but good job by Bud Dupree there, kind of sealing that edge and not giving Fournette anywhere to go.
Big shout out to Villainous Way is now following here on Twitch, twitch.tv/MBL Network. Appreciate all of you staying tuned in here on the EA Madden NFL Twitch hosting us. We appreciate the love from the guys over at EA. And Shirley trying to take off, but there was no room to go on the left side. Ingram able to bring him down. For a 1-yard loss, Melvin Ingram coming over and making a big play there on Daniel Shirley. Looked like he had some room upfield, just not a whole lot outside the pocket.
Yeah, he had room up the middle. Instead, he kind of goes to the left of the defender. If he works up the middle, I think he probably picks up 10 or so yards.
And on 3rd and 13, play action pass for Daniel Shirley. Blitz picked up well as Shirley keeps rolling to the right side. He's going to try to throw it out there, but it is an incomplete pass. 6 of 12, 81 yards and a pick. And Sonny, the Jacksonville Jaguars punter, getting a whole lot of work today in the rain. It's got to be good practice for that guy.
He's getting a ton of workout. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good if you're Jacksonville.
Morton back to take the punt. He takes it just by the 30-yard line. Takes another big hit, but holds onto the ball. Now Pittsburgh comes back out, up 10-0. Bomber, any sort of fixes at halftime you're looking for from Pittsburgh, or are you, if you're a Pittsburgh fan, you're pretty happy with how the first half went?
Yeah, because you're up 10 points right now, and your offense hasn't played really that well at all, and you've already, surmounted this 10-point lead. That seems to be enough to hold this Jacksonville offense off. But if I'm Jacksonville, my defense, I'm saying, hey, we got to score. The offense isn't going to score for us, so the defense needs to put points on the board, and it's got to start now early in this third.
Just lobbing it out to the right side to Inslee. It is complete. They're going to get him for the... Oh, boy. I hate that. It bugs me, Bomber. It bugs me because there were about 85 times out of 100 that tackle gets made on the right side. There's no flag. Every once in a while, they decide it's an unnecessary roughness.
Yeah, a little late hit there. You got to be disciplined on the defensive side of the ball if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars. This team has struggled with discipline this entire season, and that definitely is something that's going to hurt them. As now Pittsburgh, you can't give free yards to an offense that's as explosive as this team, so you like to see a little bit more discipline on the defensive side of the ball.
Now a 2nd and 8 for the Pittsburgh Steelers as DeAndre Washington gets 2 yards on first down. Big Ben coming out 44-yard line, just outside of field goal range. He's got 3 wide receivers out there, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Play action pass. Looks like they're setting up a screen, and he hits it off the head of somebody. Bryant came over, caught it, then dropped it. It was just a calamitous play there from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just ends up as an incomplete pass, though.
Well, I don't jailbreak my iPhones, and I don't run play action jailbreak screens. I just don't like them. It seems like way too much action. Everybody's too close together, and that's when crazy things start happening in this game. I try to stay away from them, and right there, Pittsburgh saw the adverse effects of running play action jailbreak screen. Absolutely didn't like it, but 3rd and 8, they're just so great on 3rd and longs. I think Pittsburgh will easily pick up this first down.
Yeah, let's see if the Jags defense can come up with yet another big play. 4 wide receivers, empty backfield for Roethlisberger. Blitz coming up the middle, completes it underneath to Norton. The pressure caused Roethlisberger to get rid of it earlier than he wanted to, and they get a stop once again as Shady No Love now following here on Twitch. Big play once again by the Jacksonville defense.
Yeah, how many opportunities is this defense going to give this offense? Let's see if they can get something to happen on this field goal kick.
And it is up, and from 57 yards out, it is good. But if you're the Jags, Bomber, once again, your defense playing phenomenal today in the rain, getting another stop on Big Ben and the offense and keeping it a 2-score ball game.
Yeah, imagine if that penalty didn't happen. The late hit and the unnecessary roughness as the receiver was going out of bounds. That was the difference in this being a field goal or a punt. So discipline on the Jacksonville Jaguars defense needs to be stressed, especially as they head into these playoffs. They cannot afford to give up those kind of yards when they run an offense that's as stagnant as it's been, with 0 points so far, two quarters and 2 minutes into this game.
Pistol formation for Daniel Shirley. The Jacksonville offense, only 61 yards of total offense so far, looking to get it going. They're going to try it with Leonard Fournette once again, going with the ghost truck. Just keep running forward. Get your hand off that right stick. He'll get 6 yards on the play. Sonny, bring up a 2nd and 4.
Gap there, and even though Fournette looked like he was accelerating like like a dump truck or something, just couldn't get up to speed, there was still a big gap there. But instead, right as he's picking up steam, he tries that ghost truck. He's got to calm down with the right stick.
Daniel Shirley under center. He's going to drop back on 2nd and 4 and hand it off to Leonard Fournette once again, who actually kind of trucks over somebody that one. That was a real person. He's able to get up to the 39-yard line. Look at that. You truck somebody when he's actually in front of you, and that works.
Yeah, well, imagine that if you actually truck a person, good things happen rather than just trucking air and stumbling out of it.
Sim Football Critic. A little late, but what's good, fellas? Big friend of the NBL Network. We love Sim Football Critic. All the help he has given. One of our good friends here at the NBL Network. Welcome to the chat. We're glad to see you, bud. As an I formation now for Daniel Shirley. He's got 2 tight ends on the right side of that formation. 1 wide receiver over to the left. And it's a play-action pass. Shirley rolling to the right side. Had a man. He was open for a long time, and Shirley just waited about 3 seconds too long and chucked it to nowhere.
Well, and he got it going out there, rolling out to his right. A little bit too much action running there. If he could have just set his feet for a second, he would have found a wide open receiver. You know, where I like where he's doing there, though. He went play action on first down rather than just committing to running on every first down. So maybe there is some improvement happening on that Jacksonville sideline.
And now a 2nd and 10 for Daniel Shirley and the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's going to be a toss play to Leonard Fournette over the left side. He's got to get through one player, and he kind of does. Gets up to the 42-yard line. 10 carries, 40 yards on the day. Only 3 on that play, and now a 3rd and 7 for Jacksonville. Sonny, if there's one stat to look at where Jacksonville has struggled, it has been on 3rd down. They have been horrendous today.
Well, and they've been horrendous for most of the season. It's an issue they've struggled with throughout the year, and it comes with their inability to really throw downfield in these long down and distances. You put yourself in a hole that they just can't find themselves to get out of.
3rd and 7, Shirley looking over the middle of the field, and that was one where Shirley threw it about a second too soon because he was about to break open with the crosser coming over the middle. The defense makes a big play, and look at this. Sonny, if you had Norman on your team as some sort of fantasy football where it's number of plays on the field, you're winning this week because Norman has been out there a lot for Jacksonville.
He's their MVP right now because he's keeping them in it by putting them in a good field position. Good, wow, bad special teams tackle there by it looks like Roby. Not good.
And don't forget, folks, coming up at the end of the game, we'll have our selection for our NBL Live Player of the Game for broadcast number 197. You can check out all of our Player of the Game archives on our website, 365.maddenbomberleague.com. You can check that out all the way back to broadcast number 1. It's a great look back at NBL Live history as DeAndre Washington over the right side, finding a whole lot of nothing there. Loss of 2 on the play. Bomber going to bring up a 2nd and 12. Pittsburgh got a long field goal on the last drive, aided by that 15-yard penalty. But Jacksonville's defense has been very stout today and hasn't let them blow this game open like a lot of people thought they would.
Yeah, and it's just only so long that this defense is really going to be able to hold this Pittsburgh Steelers offense at bay. I expect a 20-point quarter coming up here in the 4th for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if this offense does not get going for Jacksonville, they have absolutely no chance of coming back against the Steelers offense.
And once again, they hand it off to Washington. Once again, Washington gets nothing. Really conservative early in this drive. Bomber, 2 carries to DeAndre Washington. No Le'Veon Bell out with an injury. Hoping for Washington to pick up some of the slack. He looked good early, but as we've gotten later in the game, the Jags defense has really keyed in on this run game.
Yeah, and he just really doesn't have the explosiveness that he had when he was with the Raiders. He's only averaging 2.7 yards per carry. That's DeAndre Washington. You just don't expect much from him, and they haven't got much from him today.
Roethlisberger on 3rd and 11, looking. Great coverage downfield. Looks over the middle. And Bryant makes the catch behind the user, and once again, the user skills of Unisolated coming into question. That was blanket coverage, had A.J. Boye all over Martavis Bryant, and Bryant still made the catch behind him.
Yeah, that was one of those plays where you see a user cover on a double move that Ben was just staring at. He was waiting for it to break to beat the man coverage, and the user did fairly well. It was a fairly good coverage, and he just didn't make the play once the ball got in his area. So that goes back on the user coverage for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, deep shot down the left side. The user's out there. This time the user makes the play. It's picked off, going the other way. Up past the 45 to the 50. I don't know why you're spinning. Just run. Stop touching the other button. Keep going. Touchdown, Jaguars. Eventually, he stopped touching the stick, and A.J. Boye found the end zone.
Are you kidding me? No way. Did you see that spin move by Twinkle Toes right there? That was so unnecessary and almost cost them the pick 6, but somehow divine intervention comes in, and it was just meant to happen, OSU. It had to be meant to happen because I think he did everything outside of that great user pick to get tackled.
Sonny, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate that play in terms of user stick skills?
I'd put it maybe at like a 7,
okay,
only because I'm subtracting 3 points from the play before.
That's fair. That's a fair play. Bomber, I guess when your offense can't do anything, your defense has got to pick it up, and the Jacksonville defense has done that. They put points on the board, and it's a whole new ball game as we head towards the end of the 3rd quarter.
I think the Jacksonville defensive coordinator went up to the offensive coordinator at halftime and said, hey, are you going to start putting up points, or are we going to have to do that as well? And it looks like the defense are taking it into their own hands, as the only points today comes from the defense for Jacksonville. Who would have thought? And they've held this efficient Pittsburgh offense to only 13 so far, and they're right back in this game.
Roethlisberger dropping back on 1st hand, looks over the middle of the field. The user's there again, and it's picked off again, and he's going the other way. He's got a lot of room. It's Will Cox once again. The Jaguars are going to tie this ball game up. Back-to-back pick 6s from Ben Roethlisberger. The Jags defense doing what the offense can, putting points on the board.
What a phenomenal pick 6 right there for Jacksonville. This Pittsburgh offense, I talk about the second half Steelers. They're in trouble right now. Ben looks shook. That's his 3rd interception on the game. This is a guy who came in here with a 130-plus QBR. He's completing passes at 8,000%. I mean, he hardly ever throws incompletions, and now he has 3 interceptions. Things are starting to change right now in this game. As Sim Football critics said, it looks like a momentum shift here in Jacksonville.
As Dexter King now hosting us. Appreciate the host, Dexter King. Appreciate the host from our friends over at EA Madden NFL. A whole new ball game as we're nearing the end of the 3rd quarter. Folks, in case you forgot, those are Ben Roethlisberger's stats on the year. 79% completion percentage, over 3,000 yards after this game, 26 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions. That number goes up to 11. usually a sure-handed quarterback, has thrown this game away here in the second half, but we all know there's way too much time left to call this one over. Roethlisberger in the shotgun. He's got 3 wide receivers. He's going to drop back to pass here on 1st and 10. Looking. He looks underneath. It is complete to Norton. And he's going to get up to the 32-yard line. Bomber, any chance some of the inaccuracy, some of the poor decision-making really by Ben Roethlisberger is due to Javier Howard, their underneath wide receiver, one of their speedy wide receivers being out for the game?
Yeah, you look at Javier Howard, 43 catches, 901 yards, 8 touchdowns. This is a guy they drafted a couple seasons ago, 96 speed, 97 excel. You combine that with the loss of throw power from Ben Roethlisberger coming into the season, then he loses his speedier weapon with the 96 speed. You know, that's just a recipe for disaster right now for Big Ben, and he's kind of finding out his limitations as a 39-year-old quarterback in the NBL.
Quick throw on the out route to Chauncey Arnold, who catches it at the 49-yard line. And that's going to take us to the 4th quarter. Your score, 14-13. Let's bring in Sonny Weaver here. Sonny, I think if you had said after that first half, after the first couple of drives here in the second half, that Jacksonville would have a 1-point lead going into 4th quarter, I think most people would have called you insane.
Yeah, probably. And here's the deal. You're going into the 4th quarter. Pittsburgh's got the ball. I'm not sure that's enough for Jacksonville. I think at some point Jacksonville will have to score 1 touchdown to win this game. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say if Jacksonville scores 1 offensive touchdown, they will win this game. It's just a matter of how this is going to go down.
1st and 10 for Ben Roethlisberger. Play action pass. Looking. Good protection up front. Looks over to the left side, and it was almost another pick. He was looking for Chauncey Arnold, and Roethlisberger, 13-24. Bomber looks all over the place here in the second half.
Yeah, I'm starting to notice something with Ben. He's making 2 reads right now. He's not going to his check, and he's not stepping up in the pocket. He's hanging with that secondary route too long, and he's trying to force it and make something happen. This is what happens when you have this kind of success Ben Roethlisberger has had. 4-time NBL Super Bowl champion. He's struggling right now because he's just losing his fundamentals. He needs to get back to the basics and start going underneath to get some more rhythm and momentum heading into the end of this game.
2nd and 10. Oh, the user ring was bad on the left side, but he looks over the middle for Ballard, completes it to the 32-yard line. Gonna give him a 1st down. You've seen him look for Chauncey Arnold all day. These are his stats on the year: 50 catches, 888 yards, 17.8 per catch, and 6 touchdowns. Bomber, the Steelers spread the ball out about as good as anybody in the NBL. Arnold has really had to come into that number 2 wide receiver with Javier Howard's injury and with Martavis Bryant not playing at the level that most people expect from him.
Yeah, and really it's Norton stepping up. You got Arnold taking Javier Howard, and then Arnold's spot is getting taken by Norton there on the left side.
Oh, he just overthrew that one. Good coverage by Jalen Ramsey. But yeah, Chauncey Arnold, a name that I don't think a lot of people talked about in the preseason. We knew how good Javier Howard was as when Antonio Brown and Martavis Bryant were here. He was really that slot receiver. But Arnold has really emerged as a top young wide receiver on a team that you don't expect to see such production from those number 3 wide receivers.
Yeah, he was drafted in NBL season 27. He was undrafted, from Texas Tech University, 5'10", 186, 96 speed, 94 excel. He was kind of the X factor to this offense last season.
Speaking of Chauncey Arnold, he gets the catch. He gets the 1st down up to the 21-yard line. Even with Ben Roethlisberger's inaccuracies, Bomber, the Pittsburgh Steelers are down at the 21-yard line. 5:07 and counting to go. Picking apart this defense. Trying to just keep it mainly in his own team's hands. He's going to be in the shotgun. DeAndre Washington to his left, Inslee to his right. 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the right, 1 over to the left side. As Roethlisberger takes the snap, he's going to hand it off to Washington on draw play up the middle. He's got a lot of room. Boy, I don't know if it's the field. I don't know what's going on. It seems like everybody, especially in the run game, seems to be running really slow today.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of guys are getting fatigued, maybe from the conditions and the weather in Jacksonville kind of wearing on them. This high wind, rainy environment, nobody really wants to be out there playing, and this defense might be a little gassed. They've been on the field for nearly a quarter and 2 minutes so far as they just continue to put points on the board.
As they find Washington out of the backfield, he's going to get the 1st down up to the 6-yard line to set up a 1st and goal for Pittsburgh. And Bomber, if you're Jacksonville, you got to feel really good because you have a 1-point lead in the 4th quarter. You also got to be terrified because if Pittsburgh scores here, it's going to be up to your offense to put some points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. The irony of this game has been the defense puts up the offensive points, but the game's going to come down to the offense of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This does not look like a recipe for success if you're a Jacksonville fan, but it might be the only chance you have to win this game.
Handoff to Washington over the left side, and a great tackle made in the backfield as Washington's brought down at the 7-yard line. Going to bring up a 2nd and goal. This is usually Le'Veon Bell time. With no Bell, there's no way to slam that door shut, Bomber, and they're really missing a guy who I think gets overshadowed a lot on this team.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a guy that gets between 10 to 12 carries a game. They limit his carries, and he goes for 100 yards. Half of the games he plays, Le'Veon Bell has been instrumental for this offensive success. And a big hit on the sideline. Wow, that was a nice hit right there. I think that was Jalen Ramsey laying the wood down. 3rd and goal here for Pittsburgh. If they come away with the field goal, it makes it 16-14. Now you're asking a little bit less from this offense, and maybe that is something they can do, come away with the game-winning field goal to take this victory.
Are we going to see the Pittsburgh Steelers special? Because if Jacksonville scouted this at all, they're going to hand this ball off to Arnold. They don't. They're going to hand it off to Blackburn up the middle. And Jacksonville stayed home. Boy, if they had handed it off to Arnold, it's a walk-in touchdown. They handed it off to Blackburn, maybe outthinking themselves a little bit, and Pittsburgh's going to be forced to kick a field goal.
Yeah, they're saving that play, I think, for the 2-point conversion. I think that they were kind of overthinking it there, kind of got inside of their own head. They know their scouting report. Everybody looks for that play.
Oh, no! He missed the field goal! The chip shot from the 7-yard line pulls it right, and Jacksonville escapes once again of the 1-point lead, now under 3 minutes to go.
Oh, I can't believe he shanked that. And Jacksonville, the only bad part to this is now your offense is backed up on the 13, and they've been known to throw pick sixes, so you can only hope that this offense finally figures it out.
Oh, well, they're going to throw it on. Okay, just going to throw it. Okay, well, you know. Hey, Sonny, I was going to talk to you for a while, but you had an opportunity just to run the ball and really be conservative, and they throw a pick on the first play.
They do not want to win this game.
They don't want
you know
it.
What? In fact, guys, you just take this back. You get a redo. I get it. The ground's slippery. That wasn't fair. Try it again.
Exasperated sigh on my part as now Pittsburgh have the ball back at the 16-yard line. New set of downs. Roethlisberger dropping back to pass. Throws it over the middle. Is complete to Norton, who's got a 1st down inside the 5-yard line. And Pittsburgh, once again, back where they were. Have a little deja vu here, Bomber.
Yeah, so you look at this offense and you wonder how many opportunities can you give this team? And Jacksonville's really trying to test that number. I didn't think you could give the Pittsburgh Steelers this many chances, but it seems like they can, as they're ahead 1 point right now, even though I think that's about to change here in the next couple seconds.
Washington brought down once again. Boy, the running game for the Pittsburgh Steelers inside the 10-yard line has been absolutely horrendous. Gonna bring up a 2nd and goal, folks. And you'll notice we brought it up on our rules graphic. Can't kill the clock until under the 2-minute warning, so you won't see the chew clock on here from the Steelers quite yet. But they've got a 2nd and goal here with 2:17 and counting. So 2 tight ends for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Arnold coming in motion. They're going to hand the ball off to him here. Yep, Chauncey Arnold with the ball over the left side. The blocking is good. Arnold trying to get to the pylon. He's going to get in the end zone. Why go away from Old Faithful when you can call the play that has scored so many touchdowns for Lip and the Pittsburgh Steelers? A jet sweep to the speedy Chauncey Arnold finds the end zone, and Pittsburgh's back on top.
Yeah, something about that play and the setup, the motion of the wide receiver, 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, a halfback and a fullback. You have to know when that guy goes in motion, that's the play you're going to see. No communication from the Jacksonville defense.
I'm surprised they didn't go for 2 there. And Bomber, you're one of the guys early in the game. You're one of the biggest proponents of just kick the field goal and go up 6. I'm surprised you don't go for 2 there because either way they need a touchdown.
Yeah, they just really do not think that Jacksonville can score. And I assume they think maybe if they just get a field goal by some chance of luck, it's still going to take another field goal and it would just be a tie. They don't think they can score.
Maybe they didn't want to throw a turnover on that 2-point conversion and have Jacksonville take it back for 2.
Yeah, and there's always that risk as well, OSU. So you have to put that. We've seen that happen, and that would have just really drastically changed the tide of this game. Instead of it being 20-14, it would be 19-16. So maybe just go for the field goal, play it safe with a team that has yet to find its way into the end zone offensively.
As Jacksonville comes out, Daniel Shirley under center, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end. He's got Fournette in the backfield on 1st and 10. They're going to hand it off to Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette's going to get what he's gotten all game, a whole lot of nothing. Sonny, haven't talked to you in a while. Have you fallen asleep during the game?
No, I'm staying in here quite entertained, especially for the fact that, Jacksonville is always keeping us entertained. It's very interesting what they've been doing.
Bud Dupree on the season, 14 sacks, 26 solo tackles, 17 assists. He's going to be a big guy to watch for on this drive because he loves to get after the quarterback. 2nd and 13. Daniel Shirley under center, 2 wide receivers. He drops back to pass here on 2nd down. And he looks deep down the middle. That looks like Allen Robinson coming up with a huge catch. Oh, man,
Wow.
I don't know if it was a smart throw. I don't know if it was the right throw, but AR-15 comes up with another bailout catch for Daniel Shirley.
And right now, Jacksonville's slowly working down into position. They've got all their timeouts. I said it before. Jacksonville's going to have to score a touchdown to win, and here we are with just 1:45 left to find out if they can do it.
And then on first down, they hand it off to Leonard Fournette once again, and Leonard Fournette gets nothing because they've been incredibly predictable on first down. You got to think at some point they got to mix up their first down play calling.
Well, and the other thing they have to do is cut back. They got to use the cutback lane because right now Pittsburgh's over pursuing the kind of the strong side. So when they see that handoff, they're working towards that side. They can cover that backside and go that direction. I think Fournette will find some luck that way.
We got a couple of other games going on here in the NBL tonight as they hand it off to Fournette over the left side. He'll get up to the 41-yard line. They've decided to try to establish the run game now, exactly the moment when they don't need it. As the clock is running now, 1:25 to go. 3 wide receivers over to the left side. Pittsburgh's going to call a timeout. They didn't like the lineup there, but we got another couple of games going on here in the NBL. We'll go to some bonus coverage after this game, after our NBL Live Player of the Game selection. A close game right now in Atlanta as the Atlanta Falcons and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay just went up 19-14 in the third quarter. A great game going on there, so we'll cut to that one. After this game, which is not over yet, 1:24 to go, Daniel Shirley is going to empty out the backfield. 5 wide receivers out there for Shirley and the Jacksonville Jaguars as the Pittsburgh Steelers pressing up on this one. Don't want to give them any free rides. They're sending, looks like a man in motion. Will it be the screen? Will it be the fake? It is the fake looking down the field. The rush is coming, and down goes Shirley. Oh, he had the guy standing out there on the screen just waiting for it. I know it was supposed to be that fake screen, but you got to get rid of the ball. You can't take a sack there, and now Shirley's going to have to convert a 4th and 17.
And look who that was. It was our man, the guy with the greatest name ever, Churfy Gooch.
Old Churfy Gooch, one of the best names. As Jim Jones, Jonesy SF now following here on Twitch. Appreciate the follow, big dog. 4th and 17. This is your ball game, folks. Shirley dropping back. Only a 3-man rush. Looks over to the left side on the out route. Did he get that?
It's close.
No, he did not.
Oh, wow.
He did not get it.
Wow.
That's a second huge mistake from Allen Robinson.
Where are your feet?
That's the second time. Out route right at the sticks. He runs it too short. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to get the ball back, and they're going to be able to run this one out. Sonny, sure, that's absolutely a heartbreaking moment there. But the Jags have no one to blame for themselves. They got the ball back up 14-13 after a missed field goal and threw a pick on the first play.
Yeah, unfortunately, bad things happen there. You know, they were in a chance to win this thing, and they throw that interception. And Daniel Shirley, we talked about before the game, it all comes down to being able to hold on to the ball. It seems like Daniel Shirley at the biggest points in this game was not able to hang on to it, even though his defense did everything they could. And if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger is going to leave this game, and he's going to be a little disappointed in himself. He knows that he basically gave this one away, but a big stand there by his defense helped save him.
Yeah, Bomber, I don't know how disappointed Ben Roethlisberger is going to be. I know Ben Roethlisberger and Lip is a perfectionist. They want to have the great games. But if there's one thing that has been consistent with the Steelers, it is the idea that they know a win is a win, and a win is tough in the NBL, especially on NBL Live, hosted by the EA Madden NFL Twitch. Bright lights. Just coming away with a victory in the NBL each and every week is really the goal no matter what.
Yeah, basically you win the game, you lose the game, you forget about the game. That's a staple. That's what you see hanging in the locker room of the NBL Pittsburgh Steelers. They don't take these games for anything more than the game itself, and when it's over, it's over. They're not going to hold on to anything, especially negative stuff. You get a down game from Ben Roethlisberger. He's 39 years old. It's easy to start saying, well, maybe this is a sign that we need to start moving on from Ben. They've already said they're committed to Ben for however long he wants to play. You're not going to hear those kind of rumors chirping out of Pittsburgh. But, yeah, it was kind of a bad performance from Ben Roethlisberger. Will it hamper or affect this team's play calling or their decision-making down the stretch? Absolutely not. This team has 4 NBL Super Bowls, the second most in the NBL. This is not going to change anything about this Pittsburgh Steelers offense. What's that?
Who's got the most?
Oh, well, Sonny's our trivia guy.
Yeah, Sonny,
maybe you can help us out.
What was the question in there?
Who's got the most Super Bowls in the NBL?
That's a tough one. Can I phone a friend?
You can phone
You know-
talent.
Okay, Bomber, I'd like to phone you. Who's got the most Super Bowls in NBL?
I hate you. This bit has gone
I think
on
it's
way
Hop
too-
in the Minnesota. Oh,
It's
wait.
gone on way too long.
Oh, that's
Smitty in the chat saying NBL love these streams, appreciate the love. 2 seconds remaining. Does Jacksonville come out in the Wildcat? That's the question.
Let's get a little backstory in here. Jacksonville actually was in this exact same scenario, except the game was tied in the
There it
playoff
is.
NBL
It's
season
the
30.
monster formation.
Oh, they come out in the one that
Yep,
Sonny
that's
beat
Sonny
them up,
scored
but they
on.
adjusted.
Oh, he waited too long. He's in trouble
throwing it.
now.
Oh, he's throwing it. Oh,
that's even worse.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
You got
An
nothing.
apt finish.
Oh.
Again, folks, stick with us. We're going to have some bonus coverage here on the NBL Network. Show you the end of another close game going on right now. But Pittsburgh coming away with a 20-14 victory. Boy, the second half, it looked like it wasn't going to be Pittsburgh's day. It looked like Jacksonville had their number. But Daniel Shirley, playing MVP, throws a pick inside the 20-yard line and gives the Steelers a touchdown. That was enough. 20-14 your score. And now it's time for our NBL Live Player of the Game for broadcast number 197. Again, folks, we'll get you over to that bonus coverage in just a moment. Bomber, the name that keeps coming up for me is it's Chauncey Arnold. He had the game-winning touchdown on that jet sweep, and he was their number 1 wide receiver all game.
Yeah, we didn't see a big performance from Martavis Bryant. I thought the 29-year-old would come out and have a little bit of a flashback game. It didn't really happen, but Chauncey Arnold, kind of an X factor last year. I think it was 4th on the depth chart. He comes out, steps into that number 2 role as they don't have Javier Howard, their number 1 wide receiver, and I thought he played fairly well. He is a gadget player as you see him on the wide receiver quick, make that great touchdown, that stride into the end zone for the game-winning score pretty much. So, yeah, I'm going with Chauncey Arnold as the NBL Live broadcast number 197 player of the game.
Yeah, he's going to be your player of the game for broadcast 197. Again, 365.maddenbomberleague.com. Check out all of NBL history, the NBL Live Player of the Games, and you can apply to join the NBL. Let's get it over to the bonus coverage. Atlanta just scored to go back up 24-19, and they kicked off to Tampa Bay. We're getting you over to that game right now, as we got bonus coverage here on the NBL Network. Tampa Bay coming out with the ball. I will give you the link in just a moment. I realize that. I just rolled with it. Yeah, there it is. Sonny got you. Sonny got you. I know I'm just talking about stuff that nobody can see at home, but whatever. We're rolling right now. Bonus coverage here as we've hit the 3rd quarter. Tampa Bay struggling this year, having a rough season, but fighting against the Atlanta Falcons, who are at the top of that NFC South right now. As dropping back to pass, it's a quick throw underneath and complete. Greenway into the game. Bomber, what are we seeing from this Tampa Bay team? This is a team that looked like, one of the best drafting teams. We talk about Playa and how good the Buccaneers drafted. It just seems like they're struggling to put it all together on the field.
Yeah, they're young. You look at Derek Tanner, he's got 67 catches, 1,100 yards, and touchdowns, leading this team, and he's just a rookie. He was their great rookie wide receiver that they drafted. They have high hopes for him, pairing next to Mike Evans. So this is a team kind of in a little bit of a transition, but they've been drafting so great, it's bound to start playing dividends in the next couple seasons, just not this year.
And down goes Greenway as Takaris McKinley, his 2nd sack of the day. Bomber, we got a lot of new people here. Maybe haven't seen NBL before. Takaris McKinley's one of those names you should remember.
Yeah, Tack McKinley is the man on the front line for the Atlanta Falcons. He came into this game leading this team with sacks with 24, and now you add 2 more to that, that's 26. He's looking to break his own record. You can find our season records on 365.maddenbomberleague.com. I think he just broke that record a couple seasons ago. I think it was NBL season 27, and he looks right up there to do it again.
3rd and 13, and a great pass there by Greenway. It's complete, and he's got some room on the left side. Breaks a tackle to the 45-yard line. Sonny, as we've hit the 4th quarter, Sonny, I think the old NBL Stats and Info Twitter had a real interesting stat about Takaris McKinley.
Well, yeah, coming into this game, Takaris McKinley himself was actually tied with 3 other teams for 30th overall in team sacks. And so with these 2 sacks right now, he's up to 28th in the league in team sacks. Mind you, that's a whole team. He's doing it by himself.
Shotgun formation for Greenway. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the right, 1 over to the left side as Greenway drops back to pass on 1st and 10. And he looks over to the left side. Tough play to make and a big hit by this Atlanta Falcons defense. Bomber. The Falcons at the top of the NFC South right now, really battling out with the New Orleans Saints. This team struggled last season but has really turned it around, and a lot of that is due to that real hounding defense.
Yeah, they got a hounding defense. They got a great wide receiver core in Atlanta. It's looking up for this team at Atlanta right now. They're currently 10-2-1. They're trying to win this division. They lost the division last year. They're trying to get back. They lost it to the Saints. I think they're in a great spot right now. I also want to give a shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers owner Playa. He's over 60 years old and still playing Madden. I mean, that right there is a feat in itself.
That's the dream. As a quick pass to the running back. Oh, it looked like it could have been jumped, but when you miss, you get burned, and it's a first down for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Nice throw, nice catch right there. A little risky out the backfield for Greenway, but he makes the throw, and that's what counts as they pick up the first down, as Tampa seems to like they have a lot of momentum right now. This is a 4-9 team trying to still figure it out on the field, led by the young quarterback, Stephen Greenway.
And Jarius Whitner, their young running back, with the catch there. He's only averaging 3.1 per carry. He's going to get the carry here on 1st and 10. Trying to get something up the middle. 9 carries, 62 yards. Jarius Whitner. They've been really trying to find that running back. This was a guy who they took in the 2nd round 2 seasons ago, trying to develop him. 93 speed, 90 excel, 90 ball carrier vision. They like the talent on this guy. He's just struggling to have that offensive line that really gives them the holes and to be successful. It's just a throw over the middle once again. Boy, Greenway, he leads his wide receivers into danger quite a bit.
Yeah, and then at the end of the game, Greenway will be questioning the drops on his wide receivers. You can't lead them into brick walls and expect them to hold on to it. I do like the read. I just think maybe just a little late from the quarterback at the point where it's detrimental to the health of your wide receiver.
And again, folks, don't forget, everybody joining us here, we will be back on the EA Madden NFL Twitch next Saturday. Same time, same place. You don't want to miss it. We're going to be into the playoffs here in the NBL, so it's a great time to be watching the NBL. I don't know who he was looking for on that play. I think he was looking for the out route on the left side, just too much over there. And Tampa Bay's going to be forced to punt this one back to Atlanta and play a little field position.
Yeah, tough throw right there. I think he was going to the out, which broke wide open just a little too early. So a little late on the previous couple routes, and then the last route just a little too early, I think. And it kind of hurt the throw and allowed defenders to get their hands on it when the ball was actually intended for the out route on the left side.
And now we can see the Atlanta Falcons offense come out on the field for the first time here on broadcast here. We're in the 4th quarter. And you can see Brody Denton, Sonny. This guy is having a really nice year. He's completing 71% of his passes, over 3,300 yards, 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 122.0. This was a guy who came in, it was drafted a year ago, struggled last season, quarterback rating of 72. He is really, there's a sophomore slump. This guy has had the sophomore meteoric rise.
Yeah, he's had quite a nice little rebound here from the second man out of Colorado. He's really starting to figure it out.
Quick throw to the outside to Devontae Freeman. Not a whole lot there. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 Atlanta. This team had Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman. They ended up parting with Tevin Coleman, who's now in the division with the New Orleans Saints. They kept Devontae Freeman. I think Atlanta's pretty happy with how that turned out.
I think they're okay with how that turned out. Devonta Freeman, 75 attempts, 294 yards on the year. Not much going on there. Floyd Wimper, 284 yards himself. This running attack has been kind of hit or miss. Brody Denton even getting involved, 143 yards himself. So no real bell cow back here in Atlanta, it seems.
One of the worst rushing offenses at 57.6 per game. Freeman had a real nice year last year, but he's struggling this year. Quick 3-step drop from Denton, throwing it to the outside. It is complete. Down to the 19-yard line, 11 of 14, 266, and 3 touchdowns, 1 interception on the day for Brody Denton as he finds Burst. Deion Burst, their #1 wide receiver. This guy, he's one of the best in the NBL.
Yeah, he's kind of a big deal. 12 touchdowns, over 1,200 yards receiving this year. One of the top wide receivers in the league. If you're looking here on 3rd and 4, he'd be a good place to watch if you're this Tampa Bay defense.
94 speed, 96 excel, 90 route running, 90 catch. He is one of the best ratings-wise, and he's proven it on the field. 3rd and 4, Tampa needing a stop, as it's going to be Denton dropping back to pass, and he's got a man all sorts of open over the middle of the field. It's complete up to the 39-yard line. Another first down for the Atlanta Falcons, looking to milk this clock away and keep working down the field as Bradford's 3rd catch on the day.
And right there was a classic example of a rub route. You had 2 guys there. They were actually stacked up. They hot route the one on the outside into a little bit of a slant. and they basically just played the cornerback. Great play design there by the Atlanta Falcons.
Primetime KCS saying, I am a first-time viewer. Welcome. Hit that follow button. We got tons of games coming up, not only here, again, Saturdays. For the next couple of weeks, we'll be right here on the EA Madden NFL Twitch. But we will have games on NBL Live throughout the week, as well as you should check out our YouTube, youtube.com/Madden Bomber League. That's where we have all of our original programming, couple podcasts, highly debatable, live video debate show, the Commissioner Corners podcast, and, of course, building the franchise, both Detroit Lions and Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's on our YouTube. Make sure you give a follow here on Twitch. We'd love to see you throughout the week. We got a lot of great games coming up here on the NBL Network as we get down towards playoff time. And it's Brody Denton in the shotgun, changing up the play. He's going to come up under center, put two tight ends on the left side of that formation. Freeman in the backfield. And on 1st and 10, it's going to be a handoff to Devontae Freeman right up the old gut. And he's going to get 9 yards on the play up to the 48-yard line. Give him about 9.5. Going to bring up a 2nd and inches.
And right there, you get Devonta Freeman finally find a little room to run there. And so 2nd and inches. Look for him maybe to take a shot here to Deion Burst.
And now 2nd and inches. Denton in the shotgun. Once again, empty backfield. As easy, it looks like he's set up a wide receiver screen to the outside. It is complete. It's actually Devontae Freeman lined up over there, and he'll get up to the 44-yard line. Another first down for Atlanta. Tampa needing a stop. A field goal is okay, but you got to look up at that clock, Sonny, and go, we need our defense to step up big time right now.
Yeah, big time right now. Tampa Bay's got to find a way to get to the quarterback here, try to create some sort of turnover, and the best way to do that, get pressure in the quarterback's face.
1st and 10 for the Atlanta Falcons. Pistol formation, 3 wide receivers over the left side. Watch for some crosses coming to the left if they do decide to throw the ball here. Freeman in the backfield. And look at all those crossers going left. One coming right. He finds the one coming right, but only 2 yards on the play. Great coverage down the field. They brought a blitz, and the man coverage was solid. The Tampa Bay defense playing really well today against a high-powered Atlanta offense.
Very impressed with the coverage there by Wynn, following Hooper across the field. Most guys would get lost in that traffic. He stays right in his back hip, makes the tackle, only a 2-yard gain.
Now 2nd and 8 for the Atlanta Falcons. Ball in the 42-yard line, pistol formation. Once again, they're going to hand it off to Freeman over the right side, and a great shed on the right side of that defense to bring down Devontae Freeman at the 42-yard line. Only his 5th carry on the day, and a huge opportunity, Sonny. Tampa needs a stop, and it's a 3rd and 9. The defense needs to step up as the crowd trying to get into this game here as we near the 2-minute warning.
Hold them to 3 here. It's still a 1-score game.
And it is Brody Denton in the shotgun. He's got Devontae Freeman to his right. He's got 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end in the slot, and that's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. And now this is what we call big boy time here in the NBL, Sonny. The defense has got to put on their big boy pants and make the big play.
Yeah, and speaking of big boy, thanks for all this followers out there, Mr. Jake Levy. Good job there.
Yeah, a big shout out to all of our followers, everybody tuning in to NBL Live. T Coleman 11 now following here. As I'm not sure if that's, I think that actually is probably Tevin Coleman, I guess. But if you're not, we still appreciate the follow. 3rd and 9. Brody Denton dropping back to pass. Blitz coming from the left side. It is picked up. Looks up in the middle of the field. He has a man. And it's a first down for the Falcons. They brought the blitz from the outside. It was picked up perfectly by the Atlanta offensive line. And now Tampa is in a whole lot of trouble. Deion Burst, 5 catches, 140 yards on the day.
And that is how you do it. Tampa Bay, take notice when the wide receiver went to catch that one. He fell immediately to the ground rather than getting laid out by the safety.
Yeah, 1st and 10. Now for the Atlanta Falcons, got to expect Devontae Freeman to get in a whole lot of carries here. It's a minute 40 to go. They didn't kill the clock a whole lot there. Under 2 minutes, they can kill it. They didn't, and that might bail out Tampa a little bit. Minute 37 to go. They used their first timeout.
Got some time here. A bad decision there for Atlanta, bad clock management. So now Tampa Bay still in this right now. If they can force a field goal, they should have about a minute 20 to go down the field, try to score a touchdown.
Clock management, certainly a question here, but Atlanta wanting that first down. 2 tight ends on the left side of that formation. They're going to run Freeman over there, cuts it right back up the middle, follows his blocker. He's got the first down. That one is probably going to do it.
Yeah, I'm still doesn't mean that wasn't bad clock management.
That doesn't change the poor clock management, but Bomber, this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, I like to pick out a team every year who's struggling and really highlight them. And this Buccaneers team, they might be the best 4-win team I've seen in the NBL. They play everybody tough. They draft so well, and with the talent they have on the team, you've got to think in 1 or 2 seasons they're going to start putting it together on the field.
Yeah, you know, you look at Tampa right now, and before we actually tuned into bonus coverage on this game, they were actually had the lead in this game. Atlanta took the lead right before we came in and watched it. So Tampa's just a young team that's struggling to put together 4 quarters. They play a tough 2.5 quarters, and then midway through the third, you start noticing and seeing these, you know, it's really just youth and inexperience. Once they kind of get a little bit more time on the field and develop as players and as a unit a little bit more, this is going to be a real dangerous team. A team that could go 10-6, 11-5, because once they start turning the corner on these games where they have the lead and they're able to get that experience and control the lead while they're ahead in the second half, that's going to make them a very dangerous ball club. Watch out, NFC South.
3rd and goal for the Atlanta Falcons. Devontae Freeman at the top of the I there at the 10-yard line. See what Atlanta decides to do here is they're going to bring both wide receivers close to the formation, and they're going to hand it off to Devontae Freeman, who goes right up the middle. Nice job by the Tampa Bay defense to get the tackle. Minute 3 to go. They're going to get the ball back probably with about 20 seconds to go on the kickoff. It's a tall task. We've seen some weird things happen in the NBL, though, Sonny. You never know what'll happen.
Yeah, you never know what'll happen, but, you know, the field goal is interesting here. If I'm Atlanta, I may even consider run around. Run around. Yeah.
Don't risk the block. You know Tampa's going to be coming after this one. This is one of those plays, if I'm Atlanta, I've got 2 timeouts. I'm calling a timeout with 1 second to go because you can time these up pretty well as you get inside 10 seconds of the play clock. You know they're going to be kicking it with under 5 to go. I'd call a timeout and just come out with a whole new formation. But let's see what happens here on the field goal. 1 second to go, and they're going to take the delay again. They're just going to back it up a little bit, give them a little bit of room there for the field goal kicker, and you got to think that was a pretty calculated play by the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, I like that play a lot there. Smart heads-up play not to let them go there, and now you can basically snap it on any point during the play clock, so a little less predictable here.
25 seconds to go. Snap, ball down, kick is up. Perfect kick is up, and it's good. 8-point game, 22 seconds to go. It's not over yet. Bomber unisolated in the chat off that tough loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, saying, "Playa, run the Wildcat."
Yeah, and Playa, I don't know if he's listening right now, but 22 seconds left. You got 250 people watching you play right now. You're 60-plus years old. We're all rooting for you. But the only chance you got right now to win this game is you got to run the Wildcat and hope he's in some kind of prevent and go to the house with it. But it looks like he's setting up to pass the ball here.
Nah, he's old school. He's going to try to get down the field the way that he knows how, slowly and with the passing game. As 1st and 10 for Stephen Greenway and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Everybody playing soft on the outside. Tanner coming in motion on the left. 4 wide receivers out there. It's going to be Greenway dropping back to pass on 1st down. Looks underneath. It is complete, but he stays in bounds, and that clock's going to run. And that could have been a big mistake.
Yeah, you got to get out of bounds there. You got to get out of bounds. The clock is ticking. Tick, 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 as Chris Berman would say. 5 seconds. Here we go. Are they going to get another playoff?
We will see as Greenway... Play action. Nobody actually thought he was going to run it there. 1st and 10. He rolls out to the right side. He's going to chuck it up. Flag down on the play. We'll see what that is as it's an incomplete pass. Will this end the ball game? Offensive pass interference. Oh.
That's the game.
Okay. None of them said end the game. They all just said yardage. I thought we were going to have some weird Madden glitch where the offensive pass interference gives them one more play, but Atlanta's going to walk away with a 27-19 victory. Certainly a valiant effort by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but they fall just short of the Falcons trying to keep pace in that NFC South.
Yeah, the Buccaneers are going to fall to 4-10 as the Atlanta Falcons improve to 11-2-1. And they got that game lead against the New Orleans Saints, who are 10-3. They won the NFC South last year. That's Eric, the owner of the New Orleans Saints. Falcons looking to be some new blood and come in there and win that division.
And the Falcons have 2 games left, one against the 2-11 Panthers, one against the 5-8 Bills. So they got to feel really good about their chances. What a night here on the NBL Network. Again, a huge shout out to our friends over at the EA Madden NFL Twitch for hosting us tonight. If you're joining us for the first time, we appreciate each and every one of you who participated, who gave us a follow, who just watched. We love all of you guys tuning in to the NBL Network. We think we have a pretty good product out there, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you want to see more of it, again, hit that follow button so you know each and every time you go live. Or tune in next Saturday, because we'll be back here on the EA Madden NFL Twitch. Again, about 9 o'clock Eastern, whenever their show ends, we will go live. But you don't want to miss it. Bomber, a huge night for the network. And we had 1.5 really good games.
Yeah, it really was. And I think this Buccaneers-Falcons game was a little closer than we thought, so it was cool we could give some bonus coverage on NBL Live broadcast number 197. And the Steelers-Jaguars game got really interesting down the stretch. Sim Football Critic, a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan, he comes in and he just kind of cursed the Steelers a little bit. Steelers started going down. They started going down. It got real interesting, but his team came out on top after a bad throw, interception on a slant from Daniel Shirley. I think both games were fairly entertaining. The first one came through at the end, and it got real exciting.
Yeah, a great night here on the NBL Network. We're going to get out of here. We certainly appreciate all of you tuning in with us, watching some CFM action. Please hit that follow button. We'd love to see you guys during the week, but make sure you tune in next Saturday and for the next couple of Saturdays because we got some playoff action coming up here on the NBL Network. For my co-host, the Commissioner Bomber, and the NBL Creative Director, Sonny Weaver, I'm OSU. Once again, we appreciate all of you tuning in here to NBL Live, and we hope to see you throughout the week right here on the NBL Network.